Bethel College faculty, staff, and students, I want to welcome you to the formal opening convocation of the 2020-2021 academic year. After all the packing, planning, and preparing, the historic bell has rung, and we are now ready to begin a new academic year. It is a year of uncertainty, but nonetheless full of promise and opportunities to pursue our studies with commitment and courage. I would now like to introduce Sam Haynes, our Vice President for Student Life and Dean of Students. A native of Niagara Falls, New York, Sam has a bachelor's and master's degree in English literature from the State University of New York at Fredonia. Sam, please come to the podium to provide the opening prayer.
Good morning, everyone. I'm excited to be here with all of you today. I'm here to lead us in prayer, and I ask that you all bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for the opportunity to lead the Bethel community in prayer today. Thank you for keeping our minds and spirits high under challenging and uncertain times. Thank you for the blessings you have given us over the last academic year, for we are blessed. Thank you for bringing us back together again to live, learn, and grow together. Father, today marks the beginning of another academic year. It is a day of celebration and beginning anew. We celebrate because you have blessed us with the opportunity to reconvene and fellowship in new ways, and have given us the opportunity to welcome new members to our community from close by and afar. Father, I ask that you bless our faculty and staff with continued strength and wisdom to rise to all challenges before them in collective efforts to provide students academic lessons, opportunities, and environments, new and old ways. Help us to do these things as partners in pursuit of academic excellence. Father, I ask that you bless our students and help them to know that they play an important role in our community. Give them strength to focus and to be open and receptive to the lessons being provided, to take advantage of opportunities to learn and grow, and to do their part in our collective partnership to help take care of one another. Finally, Father, I ask that you help us to remember that when times are hard and difficult moments rise, we can and will get through it all together, because we know faith and trust will always move us forward as a community and will keep us open and able to see the good around us. I ask all of these things in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Thank you, Sam. I would now like to introduce Student Government President Elena Wallace. Elena is a senior from McPherson, Kansas, majoring in natural science. She is also part of the women's soccer team. Elena, would you please come to the podium and provide your welcome?
Hi Threshers, I am Elena Wallace and I will be serving as student body president for this school year. I am a senior natural science major from McPherson, Kansas, just a quick 30 minutes down the road, and I get the honor of being one of the first people that says, "Welcome to Bethel College." There was a point this year when I was scared that we wouldn't be able to hear the words, "Welcome to Bethel College." I was scared that we weren't going to be able to see each other when we walked to class. I was scared that we weren't going to be able to do the Thresher clap and chant with Lauren at sporting events. I was scared that we weren't going to be able to play spike ball on the green. I was scared that we weren't going to be able to meet at Mojo's and pretend to study. Although some of our activities may be limited, we still have the opportunity to learn and grow together at Bethel College. We are presented the opportunity this school year to demonstrate that we are Threshers through our strength and resilience. We are posed the question, what does it mean to be a Thresher in 2020? We have the opportunity to be here to find out. We have the opportunity to define what it means starting today. Please recognize and appreciate what a privilege it is to be able to hear those words. What a privilege it is to be part of a community of Threshers who have a shared mission and shared values. Embrace the opportunity you have to claim your education at a place like Bethel College. Welcome to Bethel College is more than a phrase you say in passing. It is a statement of joy and honor. You are being welcomed back into a family where you have purpose and belong. I am beyond excited to see the strength of a Thresher this school year. Welcome back to Bethel College. Welcome home.
Thank you, Elena. The core mission of the college is academic achievement and excellence. In just a moment, our Vice President for Academic Affairs and Dean of Faculty, Bob Milliman, will give an address that marks the beginning of the academic year. Bob came to Bethel College from Ohio, but originally is from the Northlands of Minnesota and Wisconsin. He holds degrees in Bible, history, and political science, a Master's of Divinity, and a PhD in theological studies. Bob, I now invite you to the podium to deliver your address to begin the academic year.
Some of my fondest memories come from the years I spent attending college. But beyond the warm reminiscence these recollections arouse, they make me realize many years later just how important my college experience was. So I congratulate you for making the decision to attend college, Bethel College, this year, especially in the midst of a pandemic. I believe then it is fitting to take a few minutes to talk some about how to attend Bethel College during a pandemic. But first, why attend college at all during a pandemic? Some would say it's too risky to go to college at this time. My answer, wear a mask, keep 6 feet away from people, and frequently clean your hands. Now, it's all right to be a bit anxious, but don't let it paralyze you. At least this lesson is what I learned from my son, Paul. He believes that it is unwise to be scared of things you can't control. It's better to take charge of what you can control and be smart about the rest. Some of you may remember Paul from my Convocation address 1 year ago. He just had received a liver transplant after being told 3 weeks earlier that he would not survive much longer and he should enter hospice. But a year later, after an excruciatingly slow but steady recovery, he leads a fairly normal life with the help of a multitude of medicines that compromise his immune system. Plus, he receives dialysis twice a week because his kidneys were severely damaged by his acute liver failure. But other than that, his life is fairly normal. He lives at home, he walks, he fixes his own meals, and he drives. And where does he drive? His most frequent destination is the doctor, at a clinic, at a hospital, at the ER, the places where people with COVID-19 concentrate in high numbers. And I forgot to mention where he lives, Houston, Texas. Recently, his red blood cell count fell dangerously low. He was in dire need of a blood transfusion, so his doctor directed him to go to the ER. At the nearest distance marker to him was a man continuously coughing and hacking, complaining about various maladies. But my son needed blood, so there he was, in a situation out of his control. It's good he was smart, or rather that he used what he learned from his doctors. He was wearing a mask, kept 6 feet away from the man, and kept his hands clean. It's really quite simple. It is for him. It is for me. It is for you. So be smart. Okay. Why then should you be here during a pandemic? Well, there are economic reasons. College is expensive. Yes, very expensive. But the economic benefits outweigh the costs. Study after study show that those who graduate from college earn considerably more over their lifetimes than those who don't. Of course, we all know the exceptions. For example, there is my father. College was out of the question for him. Yet despite that disadvantage, he became successful at sales and established considerable economic security for his family. But as in many cases, the exceptions, like my dad, prove the rule. College is a good economic decision. And to delay college even a year could cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars over the course of your life. But even more importantly, from my perspective, are the human reasons for attending college, especially during a pandemic. At college, you will learn to be a more complete human. The result of this income, in part, is from all of your coursework. Here are some examples of how this truth will play out in each area of your education. In your arts and humanities courses, you will learn from the wisdom of the past and the best thinking of the present to be a person that is culturally cognizant, societally sensitive, and relationally relevant and reliable. In short, you'll become a better person, one who is able to understand better the human condition and the meaningful solutions to its real problems. In your math and science courses, you will learn to think carefully and critically. You will recognize the importance of testing theories and precise methodology that requires collaboration and consensus. Consequently, you will learn the importance of acknowledging and accounting for your presuppositions and then living with a generous amount of intellectual humility. In your social science and human services courses, you will learn the importance of and process for serving others effectively, measured not only by your economic gain, but by the ways in which you relate to others with care, compassion, and the highest level of ethics. And in doing so, you will be prophetic examples of grace, love, and truth. College will have that kind of profound impact on you, so it's important that you are here. But can't I get that from distance education, from an exclusively online education? Maybe, and some must. But the impact, both economically and especially from a human perspective of a residential college experience, I would contend is more pronounced. Here you will benefit from skills coming from your experiences with mentoring faculty members in classroom discussions, from helpful friends in residence hall conversations, from participation in Convocation, chapel, music, theater, and forensics, from opportunities with athletics, clubs and associations, and even from eating in the caf and working around campus. All of these activities carried out among a diverse student body in a welcoming environment. In other words, you will be able to benefit from a concentrated dose of living in various relationships. You and others connecting with one another in different ways, preparing you for a lifelong journey of maneuvering through the complexities of helping each other to be the very best for each other. It seems self-evident to me that we need each other in these ways, and that college without the buzz of ongoing relationship building will only impoverish one in ways that are too great to adequately measure. Indeed, I believe the thing I missed the most during the lockdown was people. See, I live alone. My kids are grown and gone, and my wife lives in Houston with my son, serving as his caretaker as he awaits a kidney transplant. I experienced what the author of the biblical book of Genesis wrote millennia ago. It is not good for a person to be alone. To be in meaningful relationship with people may be our greatest need, and the lack of it our greatest fear. Here then is perhaps the most compelling reason to be here at Bethel, in person, not in spite of the pandemic, but because of the pandemic. For if we can't learn to be humans in relationship now, when it is most desperately needed, will we be prepared when it is next needed? Or perhaps even more importantly, will we be prepared to live as humans when this pandemic passes, when our self-sufficiency creeps back into our psyches and we are tempted daily with the folly of living by the creed of radical autonomy, forgetting the importance of living in meaningful relationship with one another? So, now, more than ever, we need to be with one another in this community of learning and humanity, absorbing, discussing, pushing, and growing. But how, then, do we regulate ourselves in community so that we are controlled by what Abraham Lincoln, as the threat of civil war loomed, called the better angels of our nature? In other words, how do we attend Bethel College during a pandemic, when so much is uncertain and so many are anxious, especially when we realize that developing relationships is so important to the college experience? Perhaps we can find some direction in the Bible verse found on our school seal, written by a follower of Jesus named Paul. No one can lay any foundation other than the one that has been laid. That foundation is Jesus Christ. It is not my intent to fully unpack the meaning of that statement, but only insofar as it has a bearing on what Paul, on another occasion, wrote to a group of Jesus followers that couldn't seem to understand the importance of living rightly in relationships. At that time, Paul appealed to the foundation of Jesus Christ in the form of Jesus' example when giving them counsel for how to live with one another. He wrote, "Do nothing from selfish ambition or conceit, but in humility regard others as better than yourselves. Let each of you look not to your own interests, but to the interest of others." These words are similar to what he wrote to another assembly of Jesus followers who were struggling with which group among them was the rightful heir to God's promises. Do not think of yourself more highly than you ought to think. Let love be genuine. Love one another with mutual affection. Outdo one another in showing honor. Do not be haughty. Do not claim to be wiser than you are. If I could sum up the desired outcome of these exhortations in one word, it would be humility. Perhaps we need two words, amounting to a redundant phrase to bring out the intended impact: deferential humility. Or should we use the two words that Paul used? Genuine love. Not romantic love, not erotic love, not sexual love, not conditional love, not love and suspicion, not love and cynicism, not love and judgment, not love and discord. No, genuine love. So I commend you to the example of Jesus and the words of Paul. Love, genuine love. Love builds relationships. Love is produced by relationships. And it is the promise of building and being built up by these relationships that will enable your education not only to give you economic security, but also to provide you with the possibility of developing into a more complete human. Here then is not only why you are here, but how we all should be here. You've made an excellent choice to attend college, Bethel College. Now, you will learn unique lessons that will only be possible for this brief period of a pandemic. Lessons that will make your education, your Bethel education, truly remarkable and a basis for your fond memories.
Included in this group of transfers are 5 students who have had parents, grandparents, siblings, cousins, aunts, or uncles attend Bethel. 12 students are from Kansas. Other students that make up this class are from California, Colorado, Georgia, Indiana, Ohio, Oklahoma, South Dakota, and Texas. There are 3 students from the countries of Chile, Niger, and the United Kingdom. 61% of this class is female, 39% is male. 24 students are involved in intercollegiate athletics. 2 students are involved in the fine arts, including music, theater, forensics, and art. 3 students are involved in non-performance programs, such as service learning and departmental groups. Mr. President, I am honored to present to you and to this community these transfer students who have chosen to become Threshers.
Thank you, Eric. Transfer students, it is a pleasure to welcome you to Bethel College. I look forward to getting to know you as you work toward completing your degree.
This freshman class has 21 students with a perfect 4.0 GPA. 24 students have had parents, grandparents, or siblings attend Bethel. 6 students have had cousins, aunts, or uncles attend Bethel. 71 are from Kansas, representing 45 high schools. In addition to Kansas, there are students from 15 states, including California, Colorado, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Illinois, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, New Mexico, Oklahoma, South Dakota, Texas, Washington, and Wyoming. There are 11 students from the countries of Argentina, Chile, the Czech Republic, England, Mexico, and Spain. 46% of this class is female, 54% is male. 133 students are involved in intercollegiate athletics. 29 students are involved in the fine arts, including music, forensics, theater, and art. 9 students are involved in non-performance programs, such as career pathways, service learning, and the first-generation cohort. Mr. President, I am honored to present to you and to this community the newest Threshers, the class of 2024.
Thank you, Eric. It is with tremendous pleasure that I welcome the class of 2024 to Bethel College. I look forward to watching you learn and grow as you explore this new chapter in life. At this time, I would like to recognize faculty and staff who are new to the college or who have taken on different roles within the college. I will read names and titles. Dante Texera, part-time assistant men's soccer coach. Dalen Markham, part-time assistant football coach. Gavin Veith, assistant cross-country and track and field coach. Caitlin Williams, athletic trainer intern. John Hansberry, admissions counselor. Casey Wilson, admissions counselor. Edward Hodgkins, events and custodial services. Heather Miller, custodial services. Amy Ritten, interim vice president for business and finance. Grant Beller, associate web developer. Jake Gundon, Director of Human Resources and Compliance and Title IX Coordinator. Larry Rice, Coordinator of Residence Life for Programming and First-Year Experiences. Michael Unruh, Campus Pastor. Nancy Bandman, Associate Professor of Social Work. Karen Rabu, Assistant Professor of Communication Arts. Elizabeth Erbel, Assistant Professor of Nursing. Brenna Haynes, Assistant Professor of Mathematics and Director for the Center of Teaching and Learning. Christopher Hilding, Adjunct Instructor of Music. Jennifer Janes, Adjunct Instructor of Psychology. Angela Domovic, Adjunct Instructor of Sociology. With respect to transitions, I want to recognize the following individuals. Adam Akers, Director of Facilities. Marty Simmons, Maintenance and Technical Support. Danica Dixon, Transfer and International Admissions Counselor. Eric Kelly, Assistant Football Coach. Josh Burt, Assistant Women's Basketball Coach. Megan Kirshner, Director of Career Services and Leadership. Peter Gorzen, Department Chair and Professor of Bible and Religion. Welcome, new faculty and staff members to Bethel College. And now, I'd like to ask each of you to participate in an important Bethel College tradition, the Walk of Welcome and the touching of the threshing stone. Allow me to explain the significance of these events, which we will conduct virtually this year. The threshing stone is our school symbol. The threshing stone was brought to America by European immigrants in the 1870s. The stones were pulled by horses in a circular motion during the processing of wheat. The stones are essential in the winnowing phase, where the kernel of wheat is separated from the chaff. The threshing stone is thus an appropriate symbol for what happens during the educational process, when the true thoughts and ideals of the students are separated from their lesser understandings. Threshing stones, additionally, are very uncommon throughout the world and centralized here in Kansas. In that way, the threshing stones also represent the uncommon education that takes place here at Bethel College. Under normal circumstances, after proceeding out and touching the stone, you would walk around the sidewalk that encircles a round grassy area on campus known as the Green. The Green is a social center for college life, sometimes hosting the game of Frisbee, sometimes hammocks strewn between trees, sometimes hosting block party events, and sometimes food tents and vendors during our annual Fall Fest celebration in October. Hopefully, we'll meet again around the Green in December, when we encircle it and pass a flame around by lighting candles during an important spiritual event known as the Lighting of the Green. One past president described the Green as the connecting center and spirit of the campus. In the same way, our virtual Walk of Welcome is intended to connect all of us, new and returning, here at this special place we call Bethel College. Although we can't carry out this activity today, I encourage you to walk by the threshing stone and walk around the Green in the days to come. As you do so, please think about and relish the community that we have here at Bethel College. Thank you for your attention and participation today. And now, without further delay, roll on, Threshers.